If you're like me, and let's face it, you know you are, you've probably spent a good amount of time dreaming of either building a treehouse or living in a treehouse or some combination of those two things. Just the thought of it would get my blood racing as a kid. I'd spend countless hours dreaming during calculus class of living in some castle in the sky, which probably explains why I failed pre-calculus. Well, you may have noticed that I'm not a kid anymore, but the good news is I get to relive some of those childhood fantasies through my own kids. My son has expressed the interest in building a treehouse. He's been excited about this project for weeks and weeks. So now you could just slap some boards up there and drive a giant bag full of screws into your poor unsuspecting tree, but there are actually better and longer lasting methods of doing this that happily won't kill your tree. And that's where the tri-beam comes in. This will be the first of many videos on this treehouse, and I hope you'll join us through this little building odyssey that we got going on here. So I got some square tube. This is 1/4 inch wall, 2 inch by 2 inch square tube. The bigger parts are, and then the other stuff is 1/8 inch wall, 1 by 1 inch. Now here I'm about to cut caps. You should cap these off if you're going to do this, because water will find its way in there and start rusting these from the inside out. So, and also just as a better visual appeal. So I've cut these out now, and my method for attaching these caps is to kind of tack on two sides, and then I grind a groove. And then I just add some metal in there. And then I just grind with a flap disc, I grind smooth. And then when this is done, you won't even know that it's not a solid bar. And square tube is a great material for this because it's extremely strong without the ridiculous amount of weight it would be if you used like a solid bar of equal size. I put a little bevel on here just for visual reasons.
I won.
No, you didn't. How did you win? Your hands are underneath though, not on the top.
No, sit on top of it, Birdie.
Yeah. Underneath, little bird. This is the piece that's going to get cut down and go onto the top of the triangle. Birdie, I need your help. Come on, Birdie, I need your help. Birdie, I need your help. Birdie, I need your help. Birdie,
She's
Birdie,
done.
Birdie, Birdie, Birdie.
Go!
Oh,
Birdie!
Birdie! And now I'm drilling the bolt holes for the attachment points for the 4x4 that's going to sit on top of this tri-beam. I remember my very first welding video that I ever watched so many years ago now, and it showed a guy, he was welding on something that was on the floor, some small thing, and no idea what that was, but I remember he took the ground clamp, which I didn't even know what that was, but he took a clamp attached to a welding lead, and he clamped that onto the piece that he was about to weld on, and then he started welding. I'm like, what in the world? I had no idea that it was a circuit. He was creating a circuit, and that's how arc welding works. And that's just how uninitiated I was, and it's crazy now that was such a mystery. But you don't know what you don't know, you know. And this is where this is where the bolt, this giant 16-inch bolt, is going to go through. It's a galvanized treehouse bolt specifically made for the purpose. You want galvanized. You don't want carbon steel. Stainless is good too, but stainless is limited in the dimensions you can get. And so this is one of two attachments where this tri-beam is going to attach to the tree. That's how that's going to sit on the tree. And then here's the other attachment point for the other bolt. And obviously this whole thing is upside down right now. For finishing this, I chose to use a bed liner style paint that's specifically made for bed liners. I figure it's got to be durable enough to withstand people chucking tools into the back of the truck and, sitting out in the sun for the natural life of the truck. I'm drilling into the tree with this giant auger bit. I really should be using a drill with a handle on it so that it doesn't twist itself out of my hand and break my wrist in the process. And I do have a bigger drill with a lot more torque, but I don't have the attachment to convert the SDS Max fitting to the regular chuck that holds a half-inch, up to a half-inch drill bit. So I'm making do with what I have here. Spoiler alert, I end up burning the motor out of this drill. Somehow I escaped a broken wrist, but I'm now one drill poorer for my trouble. You're drilling a giant hole into a tree, and it needs to be straight, and it needs to be level. And I still got it slightly wrong. I got it right mostly, but this bottom bolt is not as level as I wanted it to be. But we made it work anyway. I mean, I don't feel like it's that hard. Probably the easiest thing I've ever done. So this will kind of serve as the support for one side of this treehouse complex. And in the next video, a couple videos maybe, we're going to be doing the footings for the 2 posts that support the other side of this treehouse platform. And you know, going forward in this series, I intend to kind of build out the treehouse, and then we're going to start and incorporate other trees within the yard. We've got 3 good treehouse type trees in the yard that we're going to be working with. I hope you'll join us for it as we continue through this odyssey. And now it's time for you to go and make something awesome. If you're like me,